Assalamu alaikum. Shalom, Hotep. Assalamu Allah. Peace to the gods and goddesses. Islam. Peace to the gods and earths. I'm your brother in the struggle, Brother Minister Alifullah. And today, family, we're going to reflect on the current state of the Antichrist. Now, when we say the Antichrist, we're saying that which is against the true and living God. In plain language, in layman terms, in hood language, we're saying, who is that mystery God? How that fake God is superimposing itself over the true and living God, the poor, righteous teachers, spread all over the planet Earth, living in abject poverty in the ghettos of Detroit, Philadelphia, New York, Miami, Atlanta, Los Angeles, Africa, Asia, Yemen, Australia, in the bush, in the jungle, living in straw huts and living in homeless situations on the face of the planet Earth, because the 10%, the rich, the slave makers of the poor, have deceived the 85%, the masses, the mentally dead, the proletariat, the working class, and they worship that which they know not what. To understand the reality of the Antichrist, let me just give you the short version. The United States government placed certain individuals in the United States Supreme Court, not for legal reasons or to uphold the supreme law of the land, the U.S. Constitution, but in reality to placate and maintain the rich. They basically made a ruling, and that ruling basically says that a super PAC is a person, a corporation is a person, an LLC is a person, a 501c3 non-stock, non-profit corporation is a person. And as such, you could literally sue not the physical individual, but the AI, the artificial intelligence. You can sue the digital form. You can sue the financial form of a corporation. So if, you want to sue Disney or McDonald's or Meta or something of that nature, if you wanted to sue YouTube, you can't sue a physical person. You can't take their house. You're not taking a person's car. You're not putting a lien on a person's house. You're not getting a person's checking account. But you can sue that corporation. You can sue that digital entity, that image, that powerful fake God, that Antichrist. They do this with different systems, but the most prevailing and well-known system is what we generally refer to as GPS. Most people don't understand what GPS is, but a GPS system is basically a global positioning system. Now, it's basically a network of like satellites and receiving devices used to determine the location of nouns. And when we say nouns, we mean like people, places, and things on the face of the planet Earth, covering 196,940,000 square miles. So you standing on a physical planet Earth, I know the 85% is not conscious that these 10% are evil gods. They believe that the 85% believe that there is a mystery God. But they don't realize, no, we are all gods. You got mentally dead gods, 85%, neutral gods. You got negative gods, evil gods, the 10%, and you got positive gods, righteous gods, the 5%, the poor righteous teachers who do not believe in the teachings of the 10%. And these 5% are all wise. And they know who the true and living God is. And they teach that the true and living God is the Son of Man, the supreme being, the black man of Asia. But they sound crazy than a mother. They like, you broke behind jokers. Y'all ain't got no Teslas and Rolls Royces and Maybachs and helicopters and jets. How can y'all say y'all the gods and the goddamn 10%, the rich? And when I say rich, I mean the black rich, the brown rich, the yellow rich, the red rich, the white rich, the rich owners of this and that and the other. They're showing and proving to the 85%, the naive, the masses, the mentally dead. They showing them these trinkets. They showing them these delusions and illusions and tricks that's bonded to real knowledge. They're taking and extracting. They're taking the rocks that the black man created and they're extracting minerals out of those rocks, and they heat those rocks up and extract iron ore. They extracting titanium. They taking the sand of the original man and making iPhones and extracting metals to make their satellites and cars and rockets and submarines. They're extracting uranium-238 and they're making weapons of mass destruction. And the people see their power, but they can't see the physical black man's power. And since the people are deceived, they believe in that which they physically see with their physical eye only. They don't know about infrared and radio waves and atomic energy and the mind. And they don't understand the creative forces, the causation of things. They just see and believe in the effects because they're mentally dead. And as mentally dead, it's hard to lead them in the right direction, but it's easy to lead them in the wrong direction. Imagine you in 2023 on the corner, talking to some young brothers, like, look, bro, y'all out here with these ghost guns, y'all out here selling this fentanyl, y'all doing this, sisters out here stripping, this, that. They like, yeah, nigga. But is you gonna pay any bills around here? Then take your righteous ass back down to Muhammad's temple, to the mosque, to the church, to the synagogue, to the school, or wherever you came from. Because we see these real gods. We see these dudes dropping bricks off in the hood. We see dudes dropping these gun lords, dropping these weapons into the hood. We see people throwing money on the stage in the strip club at these beautiful black women. We see these frauds that's doing this influence on YouTube. They got 1 million views. You got, 100, 1,000, 10,000? It's like, it's no comparison in the physical realm. I know the Holy Quran teaches us to believe in the seen and the unseen. But when our people believe in the unseen, they believe in the illogical unseen. They believe in the unmathematical, the supernatural unseen. They believe in spooks and spirits and ghosts and goblins. They believe in luck. They believe that if the black cat walk across that path, they're going to have bad luck. That if they broke a mirror, if they spilled some salt, if they walked under the ladder, they believe in that which is contrary to universal mathematics. So they fall for these mega churches, these super masjids and super mosques, and they go where the masses go thinking like, oh, they got to be right. Look at the numbers. This is 1 million. It's 1 billion of them. Everybody's over there. But broad is the path that leads to destruction. But few are found on that straight and narrow path, the Siratul Mustaqim. I'm not talking about no spooky Sunni bright light, white Allah in the sky nonsense. I'm talking about the mathematical, true and living will of the original man, the Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, the cream of the planet Earth, the God of the universe. Family, we're born with a 7.5 ounce brain, 14 billion brain cells. Each brain cell, a neuron, generates a power equal to 1 70,000 of a volt of electricity. The black man's thoughts travel 24 billion miles per second. There is nothing supreme over the original black man. Just because at this stage of the struggle, we don't have the trinkets of the white man, do not doubt for 1 second that the black man is God. These GPS systems, these satellite networks, 24 black men in the beginning of our cipher. This is before this present history cycle began. Before the devil was made by Dr. Yaqub Malik Shabazz on the island of Pelan. Before they extrapolated the recessive gene from the dominant gene, the weak DNA from the strong DNA. Before they took the recessive gene from the dominant gene and brought forth and manifested that weak idea before the strong ideas. When we were kings and queens and gods and goddesses living on the face of the planet Earth, the melanated people, before the black woman gave birth to the brown nation and the yellow nation and the red nation and the albino nation and the white nation, there was only the black nation. And in that phase and at that stage, this is before these pseudo-scientists came up talking about the earth is 6,000 years old, the universe is 6 billion years old, and all this other nonsense. We was here over 66 trillion years ago. We made the stars 72 trillion years ago. We made that sun that's in the sky 93 million miles away from the planet Earth 78 trillion years ago. We made the first thara, which is the Arabic word for atom or the atomic particle. We sparked the first atom 114 trillion years ago. And thus we symbolically and metaphorically say the Holy Quran has 114 surahs or degrees. And there are degrees with a law, an arm, a leg, an arm, a head, the black man of Asia. But there has never been anything spooky. But these Antichrists, it's not one Antichrist. It's a whole army of Antichrists. Anyone that is anti-reality is an anti-Christ. It's an anti-crusher of reality. They're crushing the truth. They're crushing the reality. Because what they're doing is they're suffocating you with their bull crap by spooking you up with that technology and got you believing in life after death. Now, I mean, you got 5%ers that is like the father-in-law is God. True indeed, God. But what about you? Aren't you a black man? Show and prove that you are God. Master Father Muhammad is the supreme law. True. But mighty FOI, you're not a Muslim. You're just a Muslim by nature, the messenger teaches us. You don't become Muslim by pointing your finger and taking your shahada. You don't become Muslim because you filled out a perfect Savior's letter and mailed it to Chicago, Illinois, a certain place on the planet Earth with the white man's stamp on it. You're God because by nature, the black man is God. By nature, the black man is the original man. In his weakest state or strongest state, he's God. Always was, always will be. You can't be other than your own self. You just may not know yourself. And this is why knowledge of self is so important. And this is why the elders and the ancestors taught us that you are the temple of man. You are the temple of the original man. You are the temple of the black man. You don't go into a certain place seeking knowledge. You are the knowledge. You look within. Messenger Elijah Muhammad teaches us in 1972, when Elijah meets the press, that after him, The nation of Islam will be governed, but it'll be a divine government. He said what? He said we would be gods over our own homes, family. We would be gods over our own homes. But the 85% is still going to church, still going to the masjid, still going to the mosque, still going to the school, still praying to a mystery God. Yes, a mystery God. That mystery God might be in the form of a picture. That mystery God might be in the form of a brother or sister just like themselves. And they just exalting this individual over themselves. And the individual is getting all of the 10% riches while they themselves remain poor and spooked out their mind. This struggle is real, family. Turn your Bible real briefly to the book of Revelations. In the book of Revelations, it teaches us in this is 1 Timothy chapter 6, verse number 10. And it basically teaches us that the love of money is the root of all evil. The love of money. It's not the money. I mean, Ecclesiastes teaches what? Money is the answer to all things. So we're not just talking about fiat money. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding. Peace of mind and contentment, family. Money, good homes, friendships, and all walks of life. This is what the 13th problem teaches us that we're supposed to be manifesting in this day and time. In 2023, your brothers in the East wonder, what is you doing for yourself? Are you showing and proving? Are you showing and telling these teachings? You see? So the love of money is the root of all evil. And Satan, the American government, knows this. So what do they teach us about this Antichrist? Turn your Bible to the book of Revelations, chapter 13, verse 17. It basically teaches us that there would be a time on the face of the planet Earth where human beings would not be able to buy nor sell unless they had the mark of the beast. Now, you got a lot of spooky Christians that I respect. But our Christian brothers and sisters, they looking at it, oh, Jesus is in the sky somewhere. He's about to come down from the clouds, one of them clouds, the Nimbus cloud, the Cirrus cloud, the Stratus cloud, the Cumulus. We don't know exactly which cloud, exactly which day. We've been waiting 2,000 years, but one day, someday, hopefully, this white man will come down here and solve the problems that's on the face of the planet Earth. Spooked out their minds. Jesus wasn't spooky. Jesus did the work right here on the face of the planet Earth. Jesus did what? Jesus went to the penitentiary and visited Paul on death row. Jesus did what? He had a fish fry. He did fun. He was feeding the people. He was helping the homeless. He was helping the people that would say he was making herbal medicines. Jesus did what? Jesus took and helped people to help themselves. But they look at it like it was some spooky stuff. Like, oh, he performed miracles. Nah. He really performed mathematical wonders. But if you was physically with him, you'd be like, oh, this is a real man doing real things. This is a real God doing real things on earth. His teachers was what? The kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. The pyramids on earth is like the stars of the heavens, family. The mental is like the material. Cause and effect. Actions and reactions. Real spirituality is mathematics, and mathematics is what we call Islam. God adds and multiplies. The polarity, the lower self, the negative force, the so-called shaitan, Satan, the serpent, the devil. He uses mathematics too, but he divides and subtracts. So the things that's going on in your life is not based on luck and magic and miracles. It's based on cause and effect. It's based on positive ideas and negative ideas. It's based on right actions and deeds and negative actions and deeds. is based on the true and living God and the true and living devil. But God is not in the sky, and the devil is not under the ground. God is not up on the clouds, and the devil is not in the hot lava in the core of the planet Earth. God and the devil is walking to and fro right here on the face of this planet. The highest form of God and the devil is nothing but the willpower, the mind. You cannot be out your mind, but you can be out of your self-awareness, your consciousness. So we live in a world where the devil is using mathematics, binary code, 0 and 1. And he's putting gadgets all over the planet Earth. Now, these gadgets are actually neutral. They're 85%. But how you utilize them could be for good or evil. A man could take and heat up a rock, and he can extract minerals out of that rock. He can extract iron ore out of that rock, pig iron, if you will. And he can make a tool to grow food to feed the people. Or he can develop a sword to cut down the people. He can make a weapon of destruction, or he can make a tool for progress. The choice is up to us. Whether we choose God or the devil. But God and the devil are forces that are not monsters and benevolent beings that's going to come answer our prayers. We have to answer our own prayers. We make and unmake ourselves by our thoughts, deeds, and actions right here on the face of this planet that we call Earth. So in that book of Revelations, chapter 13, verse 17, it teaches us that you will not be able to buy nor sell unless you had the mark of the beast. And what do we see? We see Bitcoin. We see fiat money, promissory notes with the picture of our former slave masters on it. Dollar bills, $20 bills, $50 bills, $100 bills. We see the Franklins, we see the Grants, we see the Hamiltons, we see the Jeffersons, we see the Washingtons, what have you. But we also are seeing this artificial intelligence making rapid progress in an exponential way. The mathematics is like, they using the power of multiplication. So now you could literally go in a store. Amazon got their own stores, and you can buy something by putting your hand in front of a sensor, and the store will open up, and they be like, come in, don't bring any paper. We don't take cash in here. Your being, you have the mark of the beast, and you can buy anything on these shelves. Just look around, just whatever you want. And you could take your wallet on your phone, your iPhone or your Android phone, and you could just scan it. Doop, and you just walk out the door. And binary code satellites in outer space will literally take the money out of your bank account, paid in full. Thank you. Here's your receipt. You could be sitting in your house and be like, I want to order something online. I'm going to order something from Amazon. You don't send them a dollar bill. You don't put some pennies in an envelope and mail the pennies to them. You just take your phone and push some mathematical code, and they be like, receive. And they take that money off your credit card. They take that money out your account, or they give you a credit for it. Know what I mean? And they send the product straight to your house, sometimes in 24 hours, sometimes the exact same day. And when you get the product, this mark of the beast, the barcode will be right there. You cannot buy or sell a house, a car. If you go to the store and buy a candy bar, on the back of the candy bar, there's a digital mark. There's a barcode. If you went to McDonald's and went through the driveway, there's a barcode on your receipt. If you went to Walmart and you bought some Bounty paper towels, it makes no difference. No one on this planet is buying and selling without the mark of the beast. And those that go off grid, honorable people, smart people, righteous people. But righteousness in a world of evil powers don't mean anything. That means that they could literally send a nuclear bomb from under the bottom of the ocean and blow your little island right up. They could send fire from the sky, and a satellite would literally just destroy your whole city, the whole compound that you built. They'd be like, this corny black power little dot in the universal scheme of things. They rebuilt Black Wall Street. The devil be like, in the past, we destroyed it with rifles and little small planes. In this day and time, that thing is like, man, with our jets and our technology, our dirty bombs, we would destroy that stuff overnight, easily. But it's something Satan needs to understand. Just as the devil surrounded the planet Earth with satellites, it's a brilliant plan. After 6,000 years, that's cute. Elementary, but it's cute. But let me tell you about the black man. The Holy Quran teaches us that the devil plans and the law plans, but the law is the best of planners. So before the devil was even made, we knew them devils would come with these little corny trinkets and technology. And they'd be effective to certain extents. But hold fast, have faith. We walk by faith, not by sight. Don't let this, what you see in the devil's world, fool you, make you think they are powerful. Let us give you a taste of what the Holy Quran calls in chapter 22, verse 6. Allahu and Haq, the God is the reality. The God is the truth. So yeah, they got that satellite surrounding the planet Earth. But look at the big picture. Their satellites are surrounded by the meteorites of the original man. The Holy Quran refers to it as Najm, or the stars. So here you have a tiny, tiny Earth in this vast universe covering 230 quintillion, 640 quadrillion miles. This little tiny dot, this little tiny blue pearl, 24,896 miles in circumference, spinning 1,037 1/3 miles per hour on her axis. You don't have no need to fear today, because Allah is Akbar. The God is the greatest. Let me turn your attention to something in this Holy Quran. Let me read a few verses of the Holy Quran in Surah 15, where it teaches us the Quran is guarded. It has security. It's titled The Rock. This is Al-Hijra, not the actor. This is the real rock. I mean, it teaches us in part 14 of the Holy Quran. Turn to your Holy Quran, chapter 15, verse number 7. We're going to begin there. This is the Maulana Muhammad Ali translation, or transliteration. It reads in a meaning, why bringest thou not the angels to us, if thou art of the truthful? We send not angels, but with truth, and then they would not be respited. Surely we have revealed the reminder, and surely we are its guardian. And certainly we sent messengers before thee among the sects of yore. And there never came a messenger to them, but they mocked him. Thus do we make it enter the hearts of the guilty. They believe not in it, and the example of the ancients has gone before. And even if we open to them a gate of heaven, and they keep on ascending into it, they would say, only our eyes have been covered over. Rather, we are an enchanted people. And certainly we have made strongholds in the heaven, and we have made it fair seeming to the beholders, and we guard it against every accursed devil. But he who steals a herring, so there follows him a visible flame. And the earth we have spread it out and made in it firm mountains, and caused to grow in it of every suitable thing. And we have made in it means of subsistence for you and for him for whom you provide not. And there is not a thing but with us are the treasures of it, and we send it not down but in a known measure. And we send the winds fertilizing, then send down water from the clouds. So we give it to you to drink, nor is it you who store it up. And surely it is we who give life and cause death, and we are the inheritors. Think that over, family. The struggle continues.